Hey y'all, it's your girl K Divine coming back with another message. So, I have a question for you. Is it love or is it attachment? Is it love or is it a trauma bond? Which one is it? And I know this is tough for some people because I think a lot of us, especially those that are highly empathetic, you have to understand that you project your goodness onto people. And if you have been abused the majority of your life, especially by the people who are supposed to love you, because we have to talk about how abuse has been normalized in our lives before we even get to love, you know. So if you are from a dysfunctional family, you know your family is dysfunctional. You know, if there's always arguing and fussing and fighting and don't nobody like each other and everybody's always talking about each other behind their backs and there's gossip, if you never really got along with your parents, if you feel like they don't respect you, if you haven't ever been able to come to them and talk to them about the things that you're going through and them be there for you, whether when you were little and even as an adult now, you probably grew up in an abusive household, a dysfunctional household, emotionally unavailable parents, and that was normal for you. And I'm just letting you know right now that that's not normal and that's not love, because in these toxic and dysfunctional families, they love to throw around that word like, "Oh no, we love each other. It's love. We're family. We're all each other God." I remember one of my aunts. Not she's not a nice person, and she masquerades around as this Christian, loving, kind, caring person, but she's really mean. And she loves to throw her 2 cents in and tries to, she likes to police everybody. But it's cool when she lies about stuff. It's cool when she tries to put her son up on a pedestal that he doesn't deserve to be on and all this other stuff. But she doesn't want other people to do better than her. She makes that very clear. Because according to her and my uncle, like, they're the rich people in our family and they got money, which I don't even think is really that much. Like, they have done well for themselves, but it's just like, okay. It's not like they got millions and millions of dollars. No, it's like y'all have done well for yourselves. And they feel like, and she feel like she's one of those snooty people. And I remember, like, I said something to my mom about, like, how I just didn't appreciate the way that she did something or said something. My mom was like, "Well, I know, but she's family and we gotta love them, it's no, no, you don't. what is what does being blood have to do with anything? You don't have to be loyal to people who can't treat you right. And that's where this is it love or is it attachment comes in, because I think a lot of times we hang on to people because we say that we love them, but it's like love is it has to be a mutual thing. It has to be mutual. I'm not saying that you don't have love for these people. I'm not saying that it's wrong of you to want to hang on to them because they are your family. You have grown up around them. You've probably told some of these people, very personal things. They know a lot of your business and things of that nature. But honestly, when you sit back and really look at it, if these people don't even support you when you need to talk and you don't have nobody to go to, because it's like, especially, I'm just gonna like talk about like the black community. Like, the black community, for whatever reason, really frowns upon like going to therapy and things of that nature. Or, like, I don't know, the boomers, they most of them don't believe that they need therapy at all. They feel like, oh well, we all went through hell growing up, so that's just what it is. And it's like, no, it doesn't even have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Just because you got beat as a kid doesn't mean that you have to beat your kids. Just because your parents yelled and screamed and didn't like each other doesn't mean that you have to stay in a relationship with someone who you don't really like. I remember one of my former friends was talking to one of our coworkers, and this particular coworker told him, "Oh, don't get married because after a while, it everything wears off. You guys just end up being roommates." And I was just like, "That's terrible advice." And I was like, "So just because her and her husband are roommates and they don't really love each other and they got married out of necessity or because at the time it seemed like it was the right thing to do, does not mean that that's how your relationship is going to end up." And see they're attached. They're not in love. If you're a roommate, if you are with someone, and I'm not saying like, relationships go through their ups and downs, and sometimes you might be roommates. You might not want to be sleeping in the same room with them. But if that's ongoing and there's no repair in the relationship, there's no like y'all don't even want to really work it out. Y'all just together, like that's just attachment. And so many people will rather stay in miserable situations than go and be by themselves. And it's because they're comfortable. And people be too comfortable in their misery and they want other people to stay in that. And you got to be honest, like when you look at some of these people in your life, are they helpful? No. Do you get excited when you get around these people? When I had disconnected from my family, it was a tough decision in the beginning. But as I started to really like respect myself and be like, I deserve to be talked to a certain way, I deserve to be respected, I deserve to be loved by people who actually want to like you cannot buy people's love. It doesn't matter what accomplishments you have. These people see you as a certain version of you. Some of these people still want to envision you as the 7-year-old, the 10-year-old, the 16-year-old you who may have been having issues or whatever the case may be. They still want you to be that person. And you're not that person anymore. You have grown, you have evolved, you are different. But they want to hold you to that standard. That's the way that they want to see you forever. And that's not fair to you. That's not fair. And when I say, is it love or is it attachment or is this a trauma bond? Like, when you're trauma bonded with someone, you connect it based on y'all trauma. And and it can feel like love in the beginning. It can feel like, oh, I feel your pain, I understand you. But it was never rooted in anything real other than pain. Like real love is rooted in something real, and both parties will feel it, and it will show through your actions, the way that people show up for you, the way that they comfort you, the way that they speak to you. If people can't speak to you correctly, if they're always putting you down, if they're trying to triangulate you with other people, if they're trying to make you feel like you're nothing or they diminish your accomplishments, that is not love. That's not love. I remember like when I was in the process of just like coming to terms with detaching from all of my family, I remember thinking to myself like, do I get excited when I'm around them? I mean, like I used to try to get excited about seeing everybody, but it was like every interaction was so performative. And I'm the baby of my generation of the millennials. And I always felt set aside, and I'm the scapegoat. I don't know if you're the family scapegoat, if you're the black sheep of the family, put it in the comments below. Um it's not it's not a fun position to be in. And I mean, if you're the black sheep, you're the scapegoat, you're part of a dysfunctional family, a very abusive and narcissistic family system, and they use you as a human target. That's not love. And they want to keep you in that position. And you know what that breeds in you? Illness. These are generational curses, by the way. Because one thing that I noticed about my family is like everybody has high blood pressure. And it's not because, oh, that it just runs in black people. I don't want to hear that shit. That, no, those are health issues that don't have to be there. That's a generational curse. And I was like, it ends with me. Because my sister isn't even 35 yet and already was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And that using, and the doctors don't help either. They use excuses like, well, you have high blood pressure on both sides of your family, so it's kind of inevitable. It's actually that's not true. Actually, she could be taking care of her health better. She wouldn't have to worry about high blood pressure. I do feel like there are cases where, like some people may have a more difficulty with certain things that may happen to make them have certain health issues. But I believe that things like high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, type 1 is different. Type 2 those things are all very preventable. Those are all preventable with eating better, with exercise, with your water intake. Like, these things are preventable. People, have cancers that run in their family. And I believe that cancers can be a generational curse as well, because it's like, how is it that everybody's getting this? It's like, this is stress. This is us not taking care of ourselves properly. Like, and it's like, the crazy thing about our 9/11 on this clock over here. The crazy thing about our families is like they taught us how to be toxic because they didn't know how to be any other way either. Go watch my video about being the generational curse breaker, because that's really what you are. And you have to understand that when you are breaking these generational curses, you're not going to find solace from the people that you're breaking the curse from. There is no love in this family. There is no love in those past relationships. I know that you felt like you were in love. I know that you felt like these people might love you. I know you feel, and like I said, you may have loved these people. I'm not saying that you don't love people, but I don't think that they love you. They may say it a lot. They might give you gifts and things like that, but you got to be careful with that. I know that some people's love language is gift giving, but you have to be very careful with that, because some people will utilize that to manipulate you. Narcissists are notorious for that. They'll abuse you, then buy you something to shut you the fuck up, to make you second guess yourself. Then, like, you forgot that they were just cussing you out 12 hours ago, and then they come in with some flowers, talk about something, I'm sorry. They come in, if they got money, they'll come in with diamonds, they'll come in with rings and watches and, a new car or something. They try to gift you with things. What my family did when they wanted me to come back into their little toxic bullshit was they tried to send stuff for my baby. They wasn't helping me out with nothing else, but all of a sudden now I'm getting clothes and books and wipes and diapers in the mail all of a sudden, because I said I didn't want to talk to somebody no more, because I was tired of they bullshit. And they will never acknowledge it. That's the thing. Real people who love you will acknowledge when they've hurt you. When you come to them and say, hey, what you did, that really hurt my feelings, and like, can we just not have that? They will take accountability and say, that was not my intention. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I'm going to work on that. And they will work on it. They will work on it. They will show you, like I said, they will show you in their actions. They will show you. These folks don't love you. You're attached. And they're attached to you too. But the thing is that they get something from you. You have I've been saying it, like, y'all have very bright lights. You're you're if you're highly empathetic, they want that empathy. It feels like a warm hug to them. But instead of taking it and finding a way to give you back what it is that you put out to them, they take it and then they crush it in front of your face by being an asshole to you, by forgetting about important dates, not making you a priority, not reciprocating the same level of intention that you have in the relationship. One of the reasons why I knew that me and my mom were never going to have a relationship was because I had to put in the work to do it. If I didn't call my mom, she didn't call me. If I didn't set up visits to go to my mom's house, we wouldn't see each other. And when I had my daughter, I told her, like, listen, I want you to be a part of her life. I want you to be around. But I'm not doing the work for you. I'm not about to call you and be like, hey, do you want to see your grandchild? You gonna have to communicate with me and let me know that you want us around. And it's like, if you don't want us around, that's fine. We won't come around. But I'm not doing the work for you. I'm not calling you every Christmas and being like, oh, should we come down and see you? The last Christmas I went to my mama didn't get us nothing. Nothing. She gave us shit. Or she might have got my daughter something, but my mom stopped giving me Christmas gifts. I remember my first Mother's Day, my mama came into my house with my sister and was like, I got something for the baby. I didn't get anything for you. It was Mother's Day. It was my first Mother's Day. That's not love. And I was like, why do I keep this lady around? And then, because there's always this like weird stigma with certain people, because there's this weird thing for people who will say things like, but it's your mom, but it's your dad. And it's just like, instead of saying like, wow, what did your parents do to you that would make you want to disconnect from them? Just because someone gave birth to you or they are your paternal father, like, just because you share DNA with them doesn't mean that there's love associated in that relationship. There are a lot of people who have children and they don't deserve them. There are a lot of people who get in relationships with people simply because they want to use them. I said that in my last video. They want to use you for what they can use you for, whether that be sex. If it's family, they want to use you for money, or if you make them look good in certain aspects, or because narcissistic parents, for instance, they will associate your accomplishments with them. So they'll feel like your accomplishments belong to them. Like, I think I said this in another video. My mother has my bachelor's degree, the real one. She has my bachelor's degree in her house, and she made a copy of my degree for me. She has the real one from the college that I graduated from, and she was proud of it. Like she took all them courses. It's like, you graduated from college in 1987. This does not, that belongs to me. I want that degree back so bad, y'all. One of these days I'm gonna go get that shit back from her. But she feels like my accomplishments are her accomplishments, the ones that make her feel good about herself. Like, oh yeah, well my daughter's a college graduate. Narcissistic parents, they see their children as extensions of them. So when you do bad, they don't want you around. Or when you do something that's frowned upon, they don't want you around. Is it love or is it attachment? Is it love or is it a trauma bond? You have to be very clear on this. And once you're clear about it, you're gonna have to start cutting ties. No, it's not gonna be easy. No, it's not gonna feel good. It's gonna be painful. I'm seeing the Ten of Swords in my mind's eye. Like, it's a lot of painful endings. But with endings come new beginnings. And some of those people may try to come back and try to get in contact with you, but you can't let them back in, because them people really never gonna change. Especially your family members. Especially them people are not interested in growing. They're not interested in changing, because they will have to admit a lot of things that they're not ready to talk about. They're gonna have to be very transparent and open about a lot of stuff they're not willing to talk about. You got to understand that a lot of these people they have buried family secrets. There are things about your family that you have not been told. Because I just know, like, at least for my family, over the years, it's little by, like, the always little small details that I'm just like, why didn't nobody tell me about this? I remember one time when my mom was sick, and it was like the first time I was with my family. This was before my daughter was born. I was with my family by myself without my mom and my sister. This was like the first time that they actually talked to me like a normal person. Because when my mama was around, they ignored me. And they was telling me stories and stuff. And I'm like, what? Why is she never, like, why is this the first time I'm hearing about it? I'm like, I'm grown. Ask yourself, this is specifically for your family. How much do you really know about your mama? How much do you really know about your dad? Because I feel like parents that have real relationships with their children, like, I'm not saying they have to tell their kids everything. You don't have to tell them everything. But you will know your parents, like, they will tell you about the way that they grew up and their struggles and, you know, how they got through certain things. And, you know, you will know them. You know? Like, I can't wait until my daughter is old enough to, like, start asking me about certain things so I can tell her certain stories. And, you know, I want my daughter's going to know me. Not this curated version of me that I try to make up. No, she's going to know. She knows me now. Shoot, she knows how I be. Already, she's only 2. What J. Cole say? You know me better than I know myself. She's mine. Catch me, won't you catch me? I've fallen in love for the first time. Like, that's how I feel like parents should feel about their kids. And a lot of them don't. And it's just so crazy to me, especially seeing it, because this is obviously it's a trend. I'm not saying it's a trend like everyone is just doing it just because, but obviously there are so many millennials and Gen Xers that are leaving behind their family members because they don't want to participate in our lives. They want to come around when it's convenient for them. And I'm sorry that my life is not a convenience store. You don't just get to come and go when you feel like it. And that's what they want to do. And no, that goes for everybody. You don't get to come in and out when you want to. And that's how you know that it's not real love too. It's like, you may be disconnected from people for an allotted amount of time, maybe because, you know, you're in different states. Y'all got a lot going on. You got a family over here. They got a family over there. Y'all busy. Y'all working. That's okay. But y'all check in with each other periodically and regularly, and y'all think about each other, and you make sure that you put time out for those people. And they put time out for you. They make sure, like, hey, I gotta call this person. Like, hey, I was just thinking, I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. Just want to check on you and see that you was good. You know, let's talk on the phone this weekend if you got time. Or, you know, let's meet up for lunch if you got time. Those people love you. The ones that check on you, that make it a point to be a part of your life. When you need help, they genuinely help you and they don't expect anything in return. Although, yes, relationships should be reciprocal, you should be putting out and giving it back the same amount, maybe not exactly the same ways. Other people love in different ways, but either way, the relationship will be reciprocal. You may be one of those people who, pays for things, like you take people out to lunches and dinners, and you buy them gifts, and you take them shopping and things of that nature. And you might have a friend or a family member who repays you in that by helping you out around your house, watching your kids for you, or just being there for you, comforting you, giving you advice when you need it. That's real love. But the people who doubt you, the people who don't want to see you do great, that's not family. And you're just attached to them because of their title in your life. Oh, that's my baby daddy. Oh, well, that's my mama. That's my sister. That's my auntie. Blood doesn't mean nothing. The family that you create is more important than the family that you came from. And I've had several dreams about this. I've had several warnings about this. So I want to say this was back in like February or so, when I was going through a really rough time. I kept having these dreams of my mom and my sister and I doing stuff. And I was like touting around behind them, trying to keep up with them, trying to, be a part of the group. It was clear that they didn't really want me there, but I kept trying and trying to be around. And then like something dawned on me. I'm like, where's my daughter? And she's like in the car, like banging on the wall, banging on the glass, like, and that dream scared me. And I had another dream where I was on like some sort of college campus with my baby, and I was like pushing her around in a cart, and or like a stroller, and I'm talking to one of my friends or something, or somebody, I'm not even sure who this person was, but apparently they were my friend. And I take my baby to the car, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I need to go back and say bye to somebody. Now, why am I dreaming? I don't know why I put my baby in the car and walked away from the car. I'm like, oh, it'll only be a minute. It'll only take a minute. I'll be right back. And then I ended up going back and being over there longer than I needed to be. And I'm like, okay, I need to get back to my car. I need to get back to my baby. And when I got back to where my car was parked, my car was gone. And so was my baby. And then I woke up. And I had meditated on this, and I was like, God, why are you showing this to me? And he revealed to me, he was like, you see what happens when you prioritize other people over what your true priority is supposed to be? It was a warning. Both times. It's like I lost my baby in both situations in these dreams. Like I don't know what happened to my baby in this dream, and while she was in that car, my car got stolen or something. I'm not sure. And then the one with my mom and my sister, like she was in the car, and like some like there was like a crowd of people coming around and try to get my baby out. And it's like, you are going to lose what you created trying to chase after other people. And that was powerful to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna focus my time. That's why I don't really post nothing while I have my daughter, while we have this parenting schedule the way that it is. And more than likely, when I start my coaching calls, I probably won't be able to take coaching calls during those times either, because, I mean, it really depends, at least not right now at this time. But that's really why I try not to work too much. Like I try not to record too many videos, and that's why you'll see me like, because usually y'all see how my stuff is set up like this, where I'm sitting down. A lot of those other videos I do, are close to my face. Usually I'm holding my phone when I'm making them, when I'm with my daughter, and I pause more frequently because she's 2. So it's like, when I try not to do too much when I'm with my baby. I try to focus my time and energy on her. And that's real love and attention. That's something that my mama didn't give me. And it hurts. It really does. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you up. This shit hurts. It hurts when you look back and you see things for what they truly are. And it's like, that's not love. The toxicity that we normalize is it's not normal. A lot of the stuff in our society is not normal, yet we have normalized it. And when you go outside of that, people look at you funny, like you the weird one. Ain't that something? Ain't that crazy? You gotta really ask yourself, is this real love? Do these people love me? Does this person really love me? Or am I just attached to them? Am I just comfortable with them? Am I just used to them? Some of your friends don't love you. You're just comfortable around them. Y'all just smoking buddies. They use you because you be having weed around. They use you because you pay for food and alcohol and all this other stuff. But the minute that you start glowing up, the minute that you start changing your lifestyle and all of that, they ain't going. There's no connection there. Like, I remember when I got pregnant, my friends pretty much fell off from me. They didn't even come see me no more because what did we do together all day? Was smoke. We bought weed together. One of my former friends, dad used to grow and he used to bring me stuff to try and sample. But it's like once I didn't have the ability to smoke no more, it was almost like the relationship was never there. Them folks don't really love you for real. You can have love for people, but you have to love these people from a distance now. They can't stay. Go watch my last video about they can't go with you. It's gonna be okay though. Like I said, it's painful. It sucks. It feels like shit. But once you detach from it and you no longer put the emotions behind it, and you gotta take all of that away and stop looking at people as, oh, this is my mom, oh, this is my aunt, this is my sister, this is my brother, this is my best friend. Take all those titles and stuff out and just look at them as a person and say, okay, the way that this person has treated me and talked to me, do I want this person around in my life regardless of what their title is? Like, look at who they are as a person. And it will start making it a lot easier to detach from these people, because at the end of the day, the title means nothing. The title means nothing, unfortunately. It, like I said, it does hurt, especially if it's like, I obviously haven't had this happen to me, but if you're the parent and it's like an adult child, that's definitely hard, because I think about that frequently. Like, what about if when my baby grows up and then we not cool? That scares me, because I'm like, am I gonna try to fight for the relationship, or I'm gonna let it go? Like, I'm gonna try to fight for it, but it's like, if the Most High is telling you to detach from somebody, because sometimes we can't control how people decide to be. We can't control the things that they choose to do. Like, if you have an adult child and they done turn their life over to the devil and to the enemy, and they doing shit that they not supposed to do, they doing drugs and they stealing from you, like, you gonna have to detach from that baby, and maybe they might be able to come back if they can do better and get clean, but it's not guaranteed. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of your mama, because it's your mom. It's like, this is the person who brought me into this world. And coming into the understanding that that person doesn't love you is a hard pill to swallow. But it's something that you're going to have to do if you want to be able to move forward in your life. And you can't harbor no hate. You cannot harbor any hate, any resentment, because that's just going to hold you up and it's going to block your blessings. Because I can guarantee that these people sleep well at night, knowing the shit that they say to you and the shit that they've done to you. They sleep just fine until karma start coming and whooping their ass. But that's a totally different video. It's going to be okay. But you need to understand, you need to find those definitions for you. I can't tell you what love is to you. Love is different for everyone. But is it love or is it attachment? Is it love or is this a trauma bond? You need to understand the difference. And anything that is not real, it needs to go. But that was my message, guys. I know it's hard to ask yourself those questions, but it will help you in the long haul. So if you need to cry about it, if you need to write some stuff down and burn it, or do whatever you need to do to release it, release those people in love, and take your power back and just keep moving forward. But that was my message, guys. It's your girl K Divine. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.